worksheet just to introduce 913 worksheet 2. And again, some of this is, I think, hopefully easy if you're understanding what's going on. So this is going to be p plus 4 less than or equal to 8 and p plus 4 greater than or equal to negative 8. You can see I started this video awesome by running out of room. So p is less than or equal to 4, and p is, subtract 4 from each side, greater than or equal to negative 12. So I'm going to go to negative 12, I'm going to put a closed circle. I'm going to go to 4, I'm going to put a closed circle, and it's an and, so I'm going to get that barbell shape. Again, if you want to do the thing where it's p plus 4 is equal to 8, p plus 4 is equal to negative 8, and get your points, and then check a point, feel free to do that. Again, I just kind of don't do it that way, and it gets really old doing everything twice. Again, if we jump down to a question like 12, we don't want to do anything until we have the absolute value by itself. So we can't begin this problem until we have that absolute value by itself. So what you might think is, oh geez, hey, that's one of those tricky ones where it's less than a negative, and that can't be the case because the absolute value is always positive. But the absolute value is not by itself. We can't check that yet. And you'll see that when we actually do this here, we get the absolute value compared to a positive, which is fine. So v plus 5 is less than 1, less than. V plus 5 is greater than negative 1. We subtract 5, and we get negative 4, and we subtract 5, and we get negative 6. So negative 4 is going to be an open circle, negative 6 is going to be, and you can see it connects something along those lines. I don't know if there's any really tricky ones that pop up. There could be some. I'm sort of scanning to see if there's anything that's really super crazy. I'm not seeing anything that jumps out immediately. That doesn't mean there's not something in there, just what I'm not seeing. Let's do 26. So again, the trick on these is I almost have to do like a pre-problem where I have to get the absolute value by itself first. So I'm going to get 9 absolute value. 1 plus 8n is greater than or equal to 81. I'll divide 9. So the absolute value of 1 plus 8n is greater than or equal to 9. Now I'm going to say 1 plus 8n is greater than or equal to 9. Great. Or 1 plus 8n is less than or equal to negative 9. Subtract 1. 8n is greater than or equal to 8. N is greater than or equal to 1. Or minus 1 minus 1. 8n is less than or equal to negative 10. N is less than or equal to, I'm going to divide by 8, right? So a negative divided by a positive is negative. 10 divided by 8 is 5 over 4. Hopefully we're okay with that. So that's negative 5/4. So greater than or equal to 1. Less than or equal to negative 5/4. A little bit more than negative 1. So because it's more than negative 1, we have to keep going that direction. So again, you get your divergent arrows or shape. And that is that. Actually, I never really talked about this, and maybe I should have talked about this in a video earlier, but one of the things that we talk about when it's an and shape, it's like when you go to the store. So maybe I need to title this, I don't know. Anyway, I probably should have put this in a lesson, but whatever. If you're understanding and or, it's kind of irrelevant anyway. But it's like if you go to the mall with a little kid, right? Little kids, you're saying, hey, I want you to, here I am. I got you maybe on one of those little kid leashes. I want you to stay between here and here. I don't want you to go too far away from me, right? I'm in the middle. You can go that far or that. You're a little kid. I want you to stay between here and here. It's like a leash problem. Whereas if you're at the mall with the teenager, you're like, hey, look, you can go over there or further, or you can go over there or further, but I don't want you anywhere near me, right? I want this force field of a vacation from this teenager at the mall. Surprise to the teenagers. You don't want to be around your parents, but your parents probably want a break from you too. So hate to be the one to drop that knowledge on you. But long story short, again, and is like a little kid at the mall. You're keeping him on a leash. You're keeping him near you between here and here. You're giving him boundaries. Or as a teenager at the mall, you're telling him go over there or go over there, but don't stay near me. And that is 913 Worksheet 2.